The Nigerian Senate has extended the implementation year of the 2021 Appropriation Act from 31st March to 31st May 2022. The extension was approved following the consideration of a bill to amend the 2021 Appropriation Act. The Senate, before considering the bill, suspended Rule 78, subsection 1 of the Senate Standing Orders 2022 as amended to enable the upper chamber to expeditiously introduce and pass the bill. The bill was read on Tuesday for the first, second, and third time after the suspension of Rule 78, subsection 1. The bill was sponsored by the Senate leader, Senator Yahaya Abdullahi. Leading debate on the bill, Senator Abdullahi recalled that prior appropriation acts in the past were passed mid-year, with their implementation usually extended to the following year. The lawmaker noted that in previous Appropriation Act, these extensions were usually covered by a clause in line with the provisions of Section 318 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that the Act runs for a period of 12 months, starting from the date it comes into effect. Senator Abdullahi explained that the extension of the budget period became imperative in view of the need to complete ongoing projects nearing completion.
Mr. President, my highly respected and distinguished colleagues, with your leave and permission, I would like to lead the debate on the 2021 Appropriation Act Amendment Bill 2022 SB 977. Mr. President, my highly esteemed colleagues, permit me to lead the debate on this very important amendment, which seeks to amend the 2021 Appropriation Act to extend the implementation year of the Appropriation Act 2021 from 31st March 2022 to 31st May 2022. This bill was read the first time today on Tuesday, 5th April 2022. As you are aware, distinguished colleagues, prior appropriation acts in the recent past were passed mid-year, and as such, implementation was usually extended to the following year. However, these extensions were usually covered in the Appropriation Act by a clause along the following line, and I quote, "In line with the provisions of Section 318 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, this Act runs for a period of 12 months, starting from the date it comes into effect." On the contrary, the 2021 Appropriation Act, Clause 12, states that in line with the provisions of Section 318 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, this Act runs for a period of 12 months, starting from 1st day of January to 31st day of December 2021. You recall, Mr. President, my colleagues, that the 2021 Appropriation Act was further amended to extend the implementation year from 31st December 2021 to 31st March 2022. This was to ensure that the funding for the projects and the processes for implementation and payment for the contracts are completed at that time. You may be aware also that in 2021 there was a virement of the aggregate sum of 276 billion, which was approved for the several MDAs by the National Assembly in December 2021, along with 100% release of the 2021 capital budget of the MDAs. A significant proportion of the releases to the MDAs have been utilized following the extension to 31st March 2022. You will also recall that there has been a supplementary appropriation which was approved by this chamber and by the National Assembly for tackling the security challenges of this nation. The processes have started, but they have not been able to reach conclusion. Several of our projects are also involved. The National Assembly projects that were captured in 2021 budget. In view of the critical importance of these key projects which are nearing completion, it is expedient to grant further extension of the expiration clause to avoid confounding the problem of abandoned projects, given that some of the projects were not provided for in the 2022 budget. Therefore, the need to extend the implementation year to 31st March 2022 is apparent. This is in order to avoid liabilities and unnecessary cost escalation of projects, that have already gone through the necessary implementation processes. This extension will help us realize the implementation 100% of all the projects, of all the programs, including the Supplementary Appropriation Act that has also been passed by the National Assembly. In view of this, distinguished colleagues, I will therefore urge you to give full support to this bill in order to allow for full implementation and utilization of the capital releases so that we can help replicate our economy and also repeat the feat that this National Assembly has done in making sure that projects are executed 100% since this Assembly came into office. I so submit, Mr. President.
The bill to amend the 2021 Appropriation Act was thereafter passed sequel to its consideration by the Committee on Supply.
The Senate and the Committee of the Whole considered the Appropriation Act 2021 in order to extend the implementation year of the Appropriation Act 2021 from the 31st March 2022 to 31st May 2022 and approved as follows. Long title as recommended. Clause 1 as recommended. Short title as recommended. Explanatory memorandum as amended. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole? Thank you. Leader of the Senate.
Meanwhile, a total of 3 bills on Tuesday scaled second reading on the floor. The bills seek to establish the National Industrial Technology Park, the Federal College of Agriculture, Iseorin, Ekiti State, and Federal University of Agriculture, Ogoja, Cross River State. The bills were sponsored by Senators Ibikunle Amosun, Ogun Central, Biodun Olujimi, Ekiti South, and Agom Jariwe, Cross River North. The bills, after consideration, were referred by the Senate President Ahmad Lawan to the Committees on Trade and Investment and the Joint Committees on Tertiary Institutions and Agriculture and Rural Development. The committees were all given 4 weeks to report back to the upper chamber.